For every 3 victims of domestic abuse, 2 will be female, 1 male. 2.2 million male victims were recorded last year.
I was raised to never, ever, ever hit a woman, so I never fought back. I just covered my face and backed away from her the best I could.
I'd have to bring proof of purchase for milk when she would send me to the shops, and ring her when I was in the shops to prove that I was there, and only there. I wasn't allowed to take my daughter to school because of all the single mothers there.
She once injured her hand. She punched me in the face too hard and she broke her pinky finger.
Sadly, the subject of male violence and rape remains a taboo. Issues such as provision of services, attitudes towards victims and treatment by local authorities, as well as societal views from the public create barriers. I want to investigate and understand how these victims feel, if they have a platform.
Ian McNichol, I'm a male survivor of domestic abuse and an ambassador for the Mankind Initiative.
Could you tell me a little bit about what happened to you, Ian?
Yeah, so for me, the domestic abuse I experienced was physical, it was emotional, psychological, sexual and financial. And 14 months of abuse undid 3 decades of lifestyle and career choices. It cost me my home, took me to the point where I was ready to take my own life.
My name's Dr Elizabeth Bates, I'm from the University of Cumbria. There's a perception that women can't hurt men, but actually some of the men in my study have been really seriously injured by their experiences. The controlling behaviour was a massive thing, so every man in the study spoke about being controlled, being abused in that way, so being isolated, being financially controlled, having the children used. So I think that's really important.
When looking at the differences in terms of both how victims themselves, but also how services look at female and male victims of sexual violence, domestic violence. For me, the main difference is how gender interacts with those ideas of victimisation. For men, it's much more of like a fundamental violation because they don't expect to be victims. Whereas for women, even though it is obviously horrendous and horrible for them and a traumatic experience, it sits within their conceptualisations of being a woman, femininity, and that's part of the narrative that we have in politics, in society at the moment, is men as perpetrators, women as victims. Those ideas become very set, and I think police officers therefore are so much more ready to believe female victims. Don't get me wrong, they still don't believe them a lot of the time, but they're so much more ready to believe female victims than they are male victims. So there's, for me, additional complexities that come with being a male victim.